And today what we're going to be talking about is how to share on Poshmark for beginners. So, hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any Poshmark tips and tricks or reselling. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome. I am so happy you're here, which I already said, but I am very happy. And today what we're going to be talking about is how to share on Poshmark for beginners. So, of course, if you are a seasoned posher, you may know these tips, but I would still love it if you hang around and see if anything was new for you that you learned. So, let's say before we even start, there are two different types of shares. There's community shares and self-shares. Now, what's the difference? Pretty much what it is, what it sounds like. Self-shares are you share your own things, community shares are you share other things. Now, why is it that you want to do this? You want to do this because every time you share your item, it gets pushed up to the top of just shared and most relevant in the feed. So if someone is searching for that item, it will hopefully be popped up there because there's a lot of competition for limited sweaters and tailors. So I would share this on a regular basis so it gets pushed to the top. Now, on a regular basis, I mean I try to share 2 to 3 times a day. Of course, sometimes I can only share once, but at least I try to do once a day. Now, as you can see right here, I just shared this probably 7 minutes ago. So let's type in limited sweater. Let's see, the limited sweater, and see what pops up. So, as you can see, the limited sweater, there's a lot of competition, and some of it pops up under different brands. So if I were to filter out and actually go into the limited, you can see there's lots of competition. So now I shared that 7 minutes ago. Now let me share it again and let's see if it pushes it to the top. Let me go back to my closet. And I'm going to share it. And then let's refresh this page. And you see, since I just shared it, it actually popped up under the very top first, under shared. So that shows you the importance of sharing because it pushes everything to the very, very top, especially of your item. Now, sharing other people's items is important because it actually brings those people over to your closet. Maybe they're potentially interested in buying something from you, or they share your items to their closet, which maybe their followers will be interested in your items. So there's lots and lots of reasons why sharing is great. And in the beginning, when I first started, I actually thought liking was the way to go. And I learned that actually quickly that wasn't, because one time I was liking this lady's stuff and sharing all her stuff, and she's like, I really appreciate you liking everything and sharing everything, but are you interested in purchasing, or is it just that you're liking it? And I was like, just liking it. And she's like, well, this platform is more about sharing. And I was like, okay. So this was when I very, very first started, and I went and did some more research and learned definitely what I just showed you, how to get my listings pushed to the top, because in the beginning I definitely didn't do that. My listings were not shown at the top. Let's move on now to what we were talking about, community shelf shares. Okay, so when you're doing shares, I actually like to share from the bottom to the top of the closet, just because every item you share is, the last item you share is what shared to the top. So say I were to share this purse, it would get pushed all the way to the tip top. So I just like to go all the way to the bottom and just share, 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 share. And after this video, I'll actually just throw in a quick phone video for you on how I like to share on the phone, because I actually don't share on the computer very much. I just share on the phone, but I'm just showing you on the computer so you can see on a bigger screen as opposed to a smaller screen. So then, if I were to go do community shares, I would actually go home to the Poshmark, and here you can see you can go into brands, you can scroll through the recently shared from your from followers and share those. You can go into different markets and share those. So there's lots of options for you to do. You can go into parties and share those as well. If you don't know about parties, I have a video on that as well. You can go watch that. So let's say we just want to do brands, because I have an Anne Klein moto jacket that I have in my closet. So let's just go to Anne Klein, and you see all the just shares, and you can actually go in and you'll just go to followers and you'll just share it right here. Now there is currently, you can see there is a Posh Party happening, but it's for kids, so I can't share into it because I'm not sharing kids items. If I were to go do kids items, I could share those items, and those followers hopefully would see that in their notifications, because if you go to notifications here, you can see the people who follow you and share items. And here you can see all the people that just share. So I would actually just go through, and you can share these people as well. So that's another sharing one in there real fast. So now that you kind of have the gist of sharing on the computer, I'm actually going to get on the phone because it's easier for me to show you filtering brands and sizes, and it goes a lot faster and you'll see the momentum and everything. Alright, so I will get on there. Real quick before we get on the phone, I forgot to mention, I thought this would be pretty beneficial for you. I wasn't really aware about when I started was going into the social share settings, and that's going to be under, where is it? Closet widget. Account settings. And then you'll go to your share settings over here on the left. And then here you can see you can turn on your Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, and then also add your social media accounts. Here you can see I only have Instagram and YouTube. I don't have a Facebook hooked up, although I do, so I can connect it right now and show you. So I'll just link that and continue as Christina, yes. And then I'm going to pick a page, I think, maybe. I don't know, I haven't hooked Facebook yet, so we'll see. So it linked. So you can choose which accounts you want to hook up. You don't have to hook up all of them. I first only hooked up Instagram, then I got YouTube, now Facebook. Up here, share settings, this is where if you share it, so say right here, your My Listings, you'll share it to a certain board on Pinterest versus sharing other shares, and Tumblr shares will be shared as well as Twitter right here, and you can set them to auto share for your shares. Now, keep this in mind right here, this Pinterest option. You can't see that option on the phone, so that is why I'm showing you on the computer, because it's easier to do your Pinterest board on here. So, and just so you know what I'm talking about with shares, let's go to my closet real fast. Here, when you go to the share button, you can see here I can share it to the social media icons, or I can also copy the link. That's also an option. These options will show up also when I'm sharing someone else's. So, let's go onto the phone now. Okay, so now that we're on the phone, let's go over these sharing tips so it's easier for you to see, because personally I find it so much easier to do it on the phone as opposed to on the computer. So, sharing. Personal shares, like I said, I will come to my closet, scroll all the way to the bottom, and just share from the bottom all the way to the top. I'm not going to do that for time purpose sakes. I do have about 160 active listings, I think, right now. And it does take me about 5 to 10 minutes to share, depending on how focused I am on it and how distracted I get. So let's go over to the shop. This is where I really wanted to focus and show you to share the community shares to bring over people to your closet in hopes that they're interested in something or that they'll share your item to their followers. So here you can see it's brands. Here you can shop the parties. Earlier we saw that we did the baby posh party. You can see that ended. Now this one's at 7. And I can actually, I think, join in on everything. Yes, all departments, everything. So I'll be sharing my entire closet there and then actually sharing others' items into there at 7. Here you can see you can go through women's and kids and men's, all the departments, and share items specifically on what you want. So say your closet is all about home goods. Maybe you'll just share home good items because that's the people who are relevant to your closet and have hopefully followers that are interested in that, versus like men, maybe you're just sharing a bunch of men's items, or seeing it because what if some women's closets don't have men items and they don't have a lot of men followers? So it just depends. I don't really know if that's something that really works, but I've just found that I specifically like to target what I'm doing. So say I have a jacket that I'm selling, I like to share and follow and engage with people who have liked or shared jackets. So specifically to that style and brand. And I go over that actually in my X5 method course, which I'll talk about in the end with you. So let's go over sharing by brand. I'll actually go over into let's go up here to brands and go to all. Let's say I want to do Anne Klein because I have a moto jacket. I'll actually just share everything Anne Klein right now, so I'll make sure my sizes is off. And you can come in here and actually filter out exactly categories, colors, sizes, prices, anything that you really want to see that you can share, which is really cool. You can even come over here and see people that have just recently price dropped, or someone that's just in with something, or prices high and low, however you want. So then I'll just come through and just share. I personally like to just set a timer, do this when I'm just relaxing, and then just continue on sharing these items. After I do a few, I would continue on, and then I would actually go out of this and maybe do another brand. I would maybe go do limited, and I would go into the filter settings, do the filters that I would want to do if I want to do filters, and then I would just go through and share. So that's how I would share the brands. You learned how to share the sizes. You even learned how to share the styles. Now, let's say you want to go and share. So say you want to go, say you get some engagement with your profile, and say you want to go return the shares that people have left you. You can go to your notification, your news down there, and you'll go to your shares, and then you can see all the people that have shared your items. And I like to just go through and actually click on their profile, and if I haven't followed them, I like to follow them and share a few of their items and just continue on the list that way and return all the shares that people have done that as well. And I like to go do that with the followers and follow them as well. Personally, I find it easier to go follow my followers just by going home feed and going to my followers and scrolling through and following all my followers through that way. I find that so much easier, but that is ultimately up to you. So now that you learned exactly how to share your items, how to share other people's items in hopes that they'll come over to your closet, I actually have a course for you on how to start, set up, and run and grow your Poshmark closet. And in this course, we go over everything from Poshmark lingo to Poshmark parties to items you can sell on Poshmark and you can't sell, the fees. We'll also go into, setting up your settings, your favorite brands, sizes, all that stuff. And then we'll dive into flat lays, images, image art, Canva art, stuff like that you can use like this for your closet. So you can do all this and learn anything that you need to know if you are beginning and starting out in your Poshmark closet. And I'll leave the link below for you so you can go enroll in the course, and it's only $15. You can start that today, and it's lifetime access. So anytime I update or add new things and the price will increase, you'll get it for only $15. So make sure you take advantage of that today before I increase it. So now that we are done and you learned everything about sharing, make sure to like and share this video who could use this information in their Poshmark closet. And I'd like to know, what was your favorite tip? Was this helpful with sharing? Did you know that sharing was so important on Poshmark? And make sure to leave your closet link below so I can check it out and follow you as well. All right, I will see you in the next video.